Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to solve our problems and finally be ready displaying these logs in a proper manner. So now we are converting this to be a string and adding to a log, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to comment this out and I'm going to show you a better way to encode this. Okay, you have to say log is log plus key.char again, but rather than converting this to be a string, I will say dot encode. Okay, I'm going to use a encoding method called utf-8, and this actually just resolves our problem of different characters. Okay, so let's see, when I type a Turkish character, will I get an error? So let's run this, and I hit enter and it crashed. And I will tell you all about it in a little bit. But for right now, let me test the Turkish characters. So if I hit like this, okay, like C, S, U with dots, it works. Now if I type regular characters, it still works. Okay? But as you have seen now, when I typed enter or backspace, it crashed. And there is a reason why it's crashed. It's called attribute error. As you can see, it says that key object has no attribute character. Since backspace and spaces or enter doesn't have any characters, it cannot find the proper character and it just crashes. But good thing that you know how to handle errors, right? If you just run a software like this and have a crash, you will see the output here and you can copy if you get a specific error, and if you just want to deal with that error, you can copy that error and you can handle that in your code. And we have done this before. So what's it gonna be? We're going to try this, right? We're going to have everything under try in here. So let me just select them all and hit tab. And after that, we will just have an exception here. We will say except attribute error. So except, and I'm going to pass attribute error. If we get an attribute error, we tell what is going to happen. And what's gonna happen? I will just say that if I hit space, don't run this code. So I have to say something like this. Log is log plus string character key. Okay? So I'm not gonna use key.character as I did in try section, because this was working with backspace, this was working with enter and space as well, remember? But it doesn't work with another characters like Turkish characters. So in here I'm going to do what I wanna do generally, but in except attribute error method I'm going to do the old thing. So let me delete this print log from here, okay, because I'm still continuing the process in here, and I'm going to print this log not under try and except but at the end inside callback function. So now let's try this and see how it works. Okay, if I run this and type some things here, so I hit key enter and it didn't crash, good news. So it's still working, and if I hit space, now it's running. If I hit backspace, as you can see, it logs everything. So now it's running, but of course we can just define some other values for these space key things, because now it's just logging the space key as space key. We can say that if I hit space key, log me an actual space rather than bringing space key in here. So if I can manage to kill all this thing, yeah, at last, now go back to PyCharm And in here, I'm going to control my key. I will say if key, and key is this one, if key is actually key dot space. So this is a method, this key dot space thing is a method, okay? It comes within Py input. So if this is key dot space, then I don't want this. Rather than just logging the key itself, I will say log is now log plus a space, okay? And for creating a space, you can just create a string like this. And else, I just want to do my old thing. So it means that just add a space when I hit space. And you can try to do that with other keys as well, but I'm not gonna go over that very much. So now if I hit backspace, it just logs it, and if I hit space, as you can see, it logs it as a space. Now it's working. So now let me kill all this thing and let me go back to PyCharm, because I'm going to show you something. This key.space thing and this encoding thing actually works better in Python 2 right now because of py input. And I don't want to give that up. I don't want to change this. And I'm sure that there must be other libraries that are fully compatible with Python 3, but this py input is the most popular one. I'm not going to change this. So we're going to have this keylogger thing in Python 2 code. As in the previous section, we're not going to do Python 3 compatibility checks because it won't be compatible. But of course, it doesn't create any disadvantages for us, because we can run Python code, we can just compile this to be an exe file or other kind of files with Python 2 perfectly. So let's stop here, and within the next lecture we're going to discuss our delivery method of this data to Kali machine.